OMG, I am live, y'all. I don't think I'm gonna be on here for too long. But I am live, y'all. Coming to this virtual room. Coming to the virtual room. So y'all do not judge me. Don't judge me because I'm literally going live from my bed. But I just wanted to come on because I did a training last night and I thought the training was so good that I should come over here um and do a quick live for y'all just to share kind of some high level tidbits of what I shared in the training last night. And it is all about opening your store in 2026. And so if you missed that live, then you want to stick around for this because I'm going to give you a little snippet of what we talked about last night during the training. So, this training that I did last night was all about opening your store in 2026. And and some of the things that we are doing a little bit differently this year in our store launch strategies, like me and the team. And so, if you guys don't know, first of all, my name is Janice. I'm the retail genius, and we help Black men and women open beauty supply stores all over the U.S., Canada, and the islands. And so, this is something that we have been doing for almost a decade. I started consulting in 2017 and went full time in 2018. So we've been opening stores ever since. So, as you guys know, retail has changed, things have shifted. There has been a lot that has happened over the past, I would say, 2 years, but more so since this new administration. And if you guys have been following me for a while, I'm always talking about the new things that are happening, how things are shifting, what I'm seeing differently in the landscape. And so, what I mentioned yesterday in the training was some high level things that a couple of things that we are doing differently, but some of the main things that I want to share with you guys tonight on how you should position your store for 2026, especially in this digital AI technology era. Number one, guys, number one thing is that a lot of you guys need to start focusing on building the community before you actually build out the store. Building the community before you actually build out the store. And so what that means is the stores and who is hitting me? So the stores and the clients, I will say this, the stores and the clients that do the best are the ones who built out a community before they built out their business. And I literally had a conversation with a client today about really structuring the social media and building the content on her business page, bringing people all over from her personal page to her business page right now before she launches the store, because it's really important for you to have that community and tribe of people who are going to rock with you before your store opens. So, like, literally, you want to imagine having this line outside your beauty supply store at your grand opening. And it's not like how the Asians and Arabs do their like grand openings where they're giving away TVs and all that stuff. You want to have that line because these are just people who are part of your tribe. Okay. These are just people who are part of your tribe, and that's why there's a line outside your beauty supply store, not because they're standing there because they want to get that free TV or the free wig or whatever, but they literally are part of your tribe, they're part of your community, and they are just super excited that you have this store that is about to launch. Okay. Um, so ways that you want to incorporate this, um, especially once you have the store open, like the community thing is really, really strong. And this is one of the things that I really think I did really good with my beauty supply store, Fabulous Freddy's, is and we opened in 2010. So we talking about I was doing this strategy almost 2 decades ago. But we had so many in-store hair events. We did so many different collaborations with local hairstylists and barbers. And we were just really creative. Like me and my sisters, we were creative and we were thinking outside the box of like how we can pour into the Black women of our community. And that literally was through in-store events. And back then, no one was doing in-store events, especially not like collaborative events with brands. So we used to do an event with the Curls brand every single year in the winter. It was called like Cocoa and Curls. And y'all can go to my Fabulous Freddy's Instagram page and look at this fabulous, fabulous event that I used to do every year with Curls. and literally collaborated with the CEO, who was Mahisha at the time, on doing this event. And it was just all about thinking about it was all about trying to figure out how we can really foster this community environment with the people that we serve on a higher level, on a greater level, on a more experienced high end level, right? So that's just what you want to start thinking about now more than ever, because this is what all the companies are doing now. It's like they're trying to create these events and put things together. We actually have one client. She is out in LA. Her store is called Curly Girl Love, super cute store. And she does like a lot of braid demos in her store. So she does a lot of braid demos. And she collaborates with a few different hairstylists. She also has a salon, I believe, in her store as well, but she does this like braiding like live class. And I think classes is another amazing way to make sure that people can come into your store and have some type of experience as well. Okay. Also featuring your customers on social media, doing shout outs. Like this is again, this is stuff that I was doing a very, very long time ago. But you want to also incorporate this as well when you are doing your social media stuff. You're posting and you're doing lives, and like literally incorporating your customers into the content, weaving them and giving them shout outs is another amazing, amazing way to get your store open. Um, so definitely building the community is going to be very, very important. And you might be thinking, like, this is a retail store, like, they've never done this. Like, literally, we have to do business very, very differently if we want to compete in 2026. So, having a community is going to be a non negotiable with your beauty supply store. And honestly, if I were to start over, literally, I would do it the same exact way. I would like literally launch my store the same exact way and use the same exact strategies because, again, we are always and you just always want to be thinking about how can I add more value for my customers? How can I just make this such a safe space, like just a wonderful space where people just want to come, right? Even if they're not spending money, people will want to tell their friends about this beauty supply store. Like, what are the ways that we can make this happen? Okay. Oh, child, that's my alarm to go to sleep. It is 10. Okay. We're gonna keep this party going now. Um, the second thing that I want to mention, because I talked about technology, I talked about AI, and this is another thing that I've been talking a lot to my clients who have stores about. And literally 2 weeks, I'm going to Louisiana, one of my favorite cities, and I'm going to be doing a store order for one of my clients in New Orleans. And a big thing that I want to add to his automation and to his operations is implementing AI, implementing automations, also geo targeting ads. If you guys don't know what geo targeting ads, that's a whole nother training. But those are some of the things you want to implement if you guys are currently running a beauty supply store. And these are some of the things I'm going to be working with him on in his beauty supply store when I go to New Orleans in like 2 weeks. I'm also now that I'm talking about it, I'm also thinking about doing a meet and greet in New Orleans because I feel like I have a tribe in New Orleans. There's a few y'all. Actually, there's quite a few people. There's a few y'all. And so if you would be interested in coming and doing a dinner, drinks or something like that, like meet and greet style. I was doing meet and greets like 2 years ago and I stopped. I don't know why I stopped because I really do enjoy them. And I really love meeting y'all in person and like being able to answer questions and have like that one-on-one dialogue. So if you're in the New Orleans area, uh DM me and let me know if you would be interested in attending a meet and greet. It would most likely be March either 14th or the 15th. Maybe that Saturday, maybe that Friday, I don't know. But yeah, let me know or drop in the chat like I'm in something like that just so I can see if there's enough interest. If there is enough interest, enough comments, then I'll definitely set something up in New Orleans. But yeah, I love New Orleans. Like anytime, any chance I'm able to go out there, I'm going out there. Okay. All right. So we were talking about technology, right? We understand that in 2026, you need more than just the website. And even some of y'all don't even have your e-commerce website. You just have a splash page. Definitely, if you don't have that full service e-commerce website, like that is very 2020, you need to get the e-commerce website. But now people are looking for the SMS text updates, the emails on a daily basis. People are looking for the option to order online and pick up in store. Like y'all see how Target has changed the game for that? Have y'all? Because I don't really shop at Target no more, but y'all see how Target has changed the game where you can shop online and pick up. They will have your stuff ready in 2 hours. That is what people. That's the type of time people are on. And so if your store is not automated and you don't have e-commerce set up on in your store, you don't have DoorDash. These are the things that you need to definitely get in 2026. Okay. You need to be able to make money while you're sleeping. That's through that website. Um, that's through putting your stuff on Walmart, putting your stuff on Amazon, all of that. Also, guys, real quick, I had I had a client one time. She was just doing delivery service, and she was about to do like 24-hour delivery service in her out of her warehouse. And I was like, I think that idea is gonna be fire. Because then once you get connected with DoorDash and you just have someone who can like do a night shift and oversee things, like you could literally be making money in your sleep. And then at some point, because she was in Philly, so I was like, at some point, you could potentially have the option for people to even pick up their products from said warehouse if you're comfortable with that. But the idea of a 24-hour operation, like where you can like literally have your stuff, like that would beat Amazon Prime or whatever they have going on. Cause even like when I order stuff, like sometimes I'll get it like within 12 hours, but having a 2-hour window to where you're gonna get your stuff, and that's kind of the timeline she was working on. I think like that idea would be fire and it would definitely work here in New York City. But the whole gem behind that one is you need to definitely have your digital storefront. You guys need to be on TikTok Shop. I cannot tell you how many times I am on TikTok and I see the Asian girls selling wig, putting the wig on, doing fittings and all of that. They do charge like it's insane. TikTok Shop, y'all. If you are not on TikTok Shop in 2026, you definitely are leaving money on the table. But let's move on. Let's move on. But I just want you to take some notes from Target and see what they're doing and see how you can implement that in your store. And y'all, it's very simple, especially if you have an up-to-date POS system. You have Square, you have Clover, you have Lightspeed. Um, these POS systems can allow you to do that. Like that order online, pick up in store. Like most of the POS systems these days have that integration that you can be able to do those functions. So it's not something that you have to like create or try to figure out. Most POS systems have it. You just need to implement and execute this within your store. A lot of people have this functionality, they just don't implement it and they're just not executing. That's just like you literally again leaving money on the table. Okay, brings me to my next point about having a good point of sale system. Like in my programs, like we walk people through like the top point of sale systems, and I have one that I'm really eyeing right now because they're changing the game with retail. I'm not gonna share that one because I'm still eyeing them. I still and I got my ears to the street when it comes to technology and automation for your store. But I'm gonna be dropping that real soon because I'm trying to do a partnership with the point of sale system to actually create something specifically for beauty supply stores. But y'all wait on that. That's a little project that I'm working on. But that just brings me into my next thing where you need data driven information to be able to market better to your customers. So I have this plastic surgery company called Goals that I used to follow on Instagram. This company texts me, I want to say maybe 2, 3 times a week about this mommy makeover. I don't know where I put my information in for some type of mommy makeover, but they hit me up 2, 3 times a week talking about a mommy makeover. I ain't never purchased one thing with these people. I never did no work with these people. But because I put my information of what I'm just interested in whatever database they have, they shooting me text message like clockwork. And guess what, y'all? And they text me a lot. And guess what I don't do? I do not unsubscribe for their text messages because clearly I was interested in it. And so I keep them on my text on my phone and they keep texting me. And they're going to text me until I decide to come in and do whatever it is I want to do. But I say all of this to say there is power in understanding just point blank in a period what people have purchased in the past as well as what they're interested in because you can just constantly send out emails and text messages specifically to those people. But what's even more powerful is if you act on the data that you already have in your point of sale system, meaning Sarah bought a wig 3 weeks ago. It was a synthetic wig. It might be time for Sarah to get another wig. Or Jane brought her kids shampoo 2 months ago. It might be time for her to re up on said shampoo. Like, this is when I tell you this is another way y'all be leaving money on the table that I just would not be doing. I would literally be tapping into that data and I would have this is a real gem for y'all, especially if y'all been following me for a while. Y'all know I talk about this product mix. And I talk about how the product mix is the backbone to your store's success, right? This is the inventory that you're going to sell in your story, in your store that's categorized, right? And broken down. And this is how we implement and put it into our POS system, right? So we have our wigs categories, we have our men's, we have our women's line, we have our organic natural lines, we have our skincare, we have all of these different categories that make up what we call the product mix, which is just the baby on how you're going to make money in your beauty supply store. And I talk about how it is so important for you to be super dialed in to your product mix because your product mix is unique to your community. And that's why you got to again keep your ears to the street when it comes to your product mix in your store instead of copy and pasting what other people are doing, looking what's popping and lit online and focus on your community and what they're asking you for. Going back to the point of sale system, now your point of sale system is going to be able to tell you these are the customers who consistently buy wigs. These are the customers who consistently buy men's products. These are the customers that consistently buy braiding hair, right? And then we can create segmented lists. I'm talking real good now. You can then create segmented lists and literally target those people with those specific interests and literally people who have already purchased for you. When people have already purchased, you already have the data. You already know you have already purchased this. So I'm just sending you a text message to say either A, this thing might be on sale or it's a part of a bundle deal, or B, um, it is time for you to just come back in and get more of the thing that you bought, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever. Um, so you should definitely have segmented lists and make your purchasing decisions based on that. Another thing I've talked about ad nauseum is the 80/20 rule, right? 20% of that product mix is bringing in 80% of your revenue. That is a tried true formula no matter where you are in the United States, Canada, or the Caribbean. There is going to be 20% of your product mix, the top two categories, maybe three, that's bringing in most of the revenue. If you have a store, I want you to fact check me on this. I want you to go to your POS system tomorrow and look at all of your categories. Hopefully, you have everything categorized, like I'm saying, and you will see that, yeah, wigs and organic do the best and they bring the most money in, or bundles and wigs bring the most money in. You are going to see there's like two, three categories that's bringing in most of the money in your store. You need to analyze those categories and you need to be hyper focused on talking to the customers that are within that 20%, because within those categories, right? And again, I said it's 20% that's bringing in 80% of the revenue. Within that 20%, you can then identify all of the customers that have purchased items in that specific category, right? Once you figure out who all those clients are, there's another 80-20 rule within that. Because within that, there is definitely 20% of people that shop in your store that bring you in the most money. You 1000% need to know who those people are, because those people need to be a part of your VIP club, your platinum club, your exclusive whatever tribe. And you treat those people differently. The people that feed you the most, you treat sorry y'all, but you definitely treat them different. That's a whole nother segmented list that you are going to be talking to those people. And not when I say not even talking to them like emails, I'm talking about phone calls. I will tell you guys, I'm telling you what I used to do. I used to call like my VIPs whenever I got anything new. Like there was one lady, I'll never forget her. I talked to her to this day. Her name is Tracy. She had every wig of mine in her house. Like she showed me pictures of her house and it looked exactly, no exaggeration, it looked exactly like my wig wall. I thought I heard a baby. Woo. It looked exactly like my wig wall, because that's like she was literally buying wigs every single week without fail. And so what did I do? When I got in a new shipment, I would say, "Hey Tracy, see, I got a baby just walked in." I would say, "Hey Tracy, we just got some new fire wigs in. I'm looking at one right now. It's got your name on it." And she would be like, "Bet I am coming after work. Thank you so much for calling me." Now you would think me calling her, I would feel like a way. I didn't feel no way, because I know that she buys wigs for me. Like I have the data that says you literally come in my store every single week and buy a wig. So me calling you and letting you know we got a whole new shipment of wigs in. They are fire. I'm looking at one right now that's perfect for you. She's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you called me. Thank you so much. I'm gonna be in after work today. And baby, I got a sale today." I have one baby. That's baby love. So I'm gonna wrap up now that I have a baby in my presence. So y'all, these are the gems. And if you are, because I gotta wrap this up, if you're someone who is trying to get more of these gems and open a store in 2026, I am doing the first 5-day challenge of 2026. I'm doing a 5-day challenge where I'm literally training y'all every single day over a 5-day period on how to get started with your beauty supply business. You don't need to have no experience. You don't need to have no safe funding. You don't need anything, because I'm literally going to be teaching y'all everything from A to Z on how you can launch your beauty supply store in 2026. So, what I'm going to do is drop the link to the challenge, because we have general and we have VIP. And I dropped the link last night because I'm only wanting to do 50 people, because I'm really wanting to coach um a little small group, not like a big large group like I usually do. So we have capped how many seats. Oh yeah. We have capped um like how many seats we want to do and all of that stuff. So I dropped the link, y'all. It is literally $47 to get into the room for 5 days so that you can learn how to get started with your beauty supply store. I just dropped. If you're watching me on Instagram, by the way, you're not going to see the link, I don't think. So you just need to come over to the YouTube page, hit me up on YouTube, and join the 5-day challenge. We also have a VIP option. So there's two options. So if you want to do the additional Q&A session, so our first hour is going to be the training, and then the second hour is going to be Q&A, where I'm going to be able to actually coach you guys one-on-one. That's the VIP experience. So if you're someone who's super serious about getting your store open, you definitely want to upgrade your ticket to VIP so that you can get the coaching and get that elevated community experience and get an additional hour um, of training, coaching, and live feedback in the VIP. But that's only in the VIP room. Okay, guys. So the challenge is happening March 23rd to the 27th. And like I said, we have general and VIP. And the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat so that you can get your spot. But literally over the 5 days, I'm going to be walking you guys step by step on how to get your store open and funded in 2026. So literally day one, we're talking about creating that retail foundation, understanding that retail language is the language that you need to learn, and really setting that foundation. Day two, we are talking about building out your branding. I may have the days mixed up, but I'm just telling you high level the topics we're going to talk about. We're going to be building out the branding so that you can have a store that's going to be set apart from the competition. There's a certain way that you do that. I'm going to be teaching y'all that in the branding training. Day three, we were talking about the different business models that make you multiple six figures and millions in beauty supply. Millions with an M. So we had clients who have made millions in beauty supply off of one store. I'm not talking about 2 and 3 locations. I'm talking about one location. Okay. But there's different business models. And so you have to understand what the business models are for you to go ahead and say, okay, this is kind of what I want to focus on with my business model, right? Because it's not a one size fits all in retail. It never is. Okay. We're going to be talking about funding. Funding is one of the biggest obstacles, especially with Black entrepreneurs getting their stores open. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys how we were able to get 1.5 million for our clients and some of the strategies and things that you need to have to be positioned for lenders to say yes to your application. And we're also going to be talking about the business plan and creating that business plan and financial projections, which is one of the things that you need to have in order for lenders to say yes to your application. That is a prerequisite. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do the business plan, how to write your financial projections, how to estimate your startup costs, how to do revenue projections, all of that stuff. We're going to be breaking that down the last day so that once this 5 days is wrapped up, literally, you're going to have the business created with the proper legal structure. You're going to have your product mix figured out. You're going to have your business model figured out. You're going to have your branding figured out. Okay. And you're going to have your funding figured out. So we are going to be covering a lot in 5 days. And so literally what has been taking y'all months and years to accomplish, we're going to accomplish this in 5 days on this challenge. So if you all missed the intensive, because we just sent out an email like on Monday about us being sold out on that, your next best move is to join the challenge. Okay, join the challenge. So I dropped the link in the chat. I will drop it one more time before I log off. Okay, because I have kids around me. Dropped it one more time. All the information is on this link. Ignore the video on the page because I talk about it being 3 days. It is 5 whole days I'll be spending with y'all. You're getting 5 full days. And then also Q&A if you do VIP. Okay. So I'm going to log off here, guys. Join the challenge, guys. And I will see you in the next live. Bye. Good night.